Hey, hi, I'm Jamie with the Cast Iron Company, and today we're going to cook a basic pork chop in one of our cast iron skillets. So here we go. So we're using a Berkshire pork chop. This was locally sourced here in Tonkawa from Sheets Farm, which is a sixth-generation farm, and they raise Berkshire hogs. Berkshire is a unique cut of meat. They call it the Wagyu of pork because of the marbling. It's got a great texture. It's got a really nice buttery, almost sweet flavor. So you really don't have to get complicated with this, with seasonings or anything. We're just doing a straight salt and pepper. And so we have a close to room temperature piece of pork here. So we're gonna season it really nice. And then we are going to add a little bit of pepper. So again, you don't need to make this super complicated. All right, so our cast iron has been preheated, so at a low to medium. We're gonna add just a little bit of oil in there. So avocado, you always wanna use an oil that's a high smoke point. So avocado oil's great, grapeseed. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. So it's ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and add this in there, and you wanna always place this in away from you, so lay it down away, a little gentler than that. And so you're going to wait a little bit, obviously, so about 3 to 4 minutes. This is about an inch thick pork chop, so it doesn't take very long. What I love about Berkshire hog is that it's hard to overcook it because of the marbling, because of the way that they're bred. The fat really kind of is embedded within the piece of meat. So a lot of people are always afraid to overcook pork, and you really can't with Berkshire. You just, obviously you want to, within reason, you want to time yourself. So we're going to go about 3 minutes on each side and let this cook. And I'm going to just raise this just a slight bit higher. What's great about cast iron is the heat retention. So, anytime you're cooking anything, whether you're baking in it, frying in it, it's going to retain heat consistently throughout. And so you're going to have a nice even cook on your steak or your pork chop. Again, with this particular cut of meat, you really don't need to get fancy with the seasonings or marinades. The pork, we want to taste the food. We want to taste the pork. So we just like to give it a really good, generous amount of salt and pepper to taste. So we're going to go ahead and let that go for a little bit. And with cast iron, a lot of people are intimidated by, they're just intimidated by it. You can't break it. You can't ruin it. If something sticks, you can do things to unstick it, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the segment. But it's just really a great way to cook your food. It's healthy. It's iron, so obviously that's something that we're all probably depleted of. And so when you're cooking with cast iron, you are actually infusing your food with iron. So that's something you need. And there aren't any chemicals that, we can't pronounce in it. I mean, it's just the best cookware on the market. So what we are cooking in right now, this is a Lancaster cast iron. This company is in Pennsylvania. They manufacture small batches of cast iron, so it's not like a huge, production, but it's a family-owned business, and so we really appreciate the time that they take to hand polish them, sand them out. But we have found that, we like all cast iron, but this one we're really enjoying, or I am anyway. So we're just gonna, you never want to go too soon on seeing if it's done. A lot of times we flip them over too soon and you'll have a stick. So let it get a chance to get a really good crust on that piece of meat. So we're going to let it go. I think it needs to go about another 30 seconds. So you can hear it. A lot of the pork that you buy in the stores at the larger supermarkets, you're not going to find that fat cap on those chops. So this is a really integral part to keep the flavor in the pork. You know, it's not something you want to eat every single day, but it is a really flavorful piece of meat. Let it go a little bit more. So you got a nice little sear on that, so we're going to flip it. So you got a nice little golden crust on that piece. It's going to be delicious. So we're going to cook this about the same amount of time on this side. And we'll measure, or we'll take the temperature of the meat. So you're looking at about 130 degrees internal temperature. You want to get it closer to the bone. That's usually where you want to get the read. And then we're going to let it rest on a plate. And so as you're letting it rest, once you remove it from the heat, you're not, it's not going to stop cooking. It's still going to continue to cook. And so if you're like 130, 135, it's going to probably cook 5 more degrees, which is a good sweet spot to have your pork chop. So we're going to just turn this down slightly. And it's okay, you have a nice smoke on there. Your cast iron skillet's gonna have, you know, little spots on it, and that's fine. That's part of the process of cooking with cast iron. You're gonna have, that's your food story, and so it's okay to have little blemishes that you see, because that's part of, you just trust the process. But so we're gonna make sure that we get this all nice and done. And then once this is done, we're going to just do a really easy squash recipe that you can find our recipes online on our website. But again, we don't need another pan. We're just going to use up all the juices from this delicious piece of pork to cook a really nice squash recipe. So we're going to have that all done. And once this is done, we're also going to sear the side of that fat cap and maybe the sides, just because it is a little bit of a thicker cut of meat. But you know, this chop, the Sheets raise some phenomenal food in their farm. You know, they also have steak, chickens, eggs. We've always been a fan of their pork. It's just tremendously delicious, and so we really enjoy supporting them as well. You know, 6th generation farm, gosh, you don't find that. I think they established their farm in 1893 during the land run. Their family member, the patriarch of the family, raced 23 miles to Tonkawa and laid stake to the Salt Fork River, and that's where they still farm. And so we just love that legacy, you know, and that's kind of what cast iron is. It's endured generations, and so have they, and so we just want to keep that going for them. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to sear this side and just give that a nice little sear. And maybe this side here. Tongs would be better, but that's okay. So I'm going to take my little thermometer and see where we're at. And again, you know, you can't really overcook a really good pork chop. All right, so we're going to take the temp right about here. And I'm going to turn this down just a smooch. We still have a little bit more to go, but it's cooking fast. If you have a splash guard or something at home, that might be a great idea. So we're already to 120 on this. I think it needs a little bit more, but it's climbing, so it's getting there. So all these juices are going to help us saute our squash. The squash that we're going to use was locally sourced at Ponca City Farmers Market by a wonderful farmer who, that's all he does. He does squash, but man, he does it well. So we appreciate that about him. Okay, so we're a good, nice 135. Let me get a clean plate here. We're going to plate this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so now we're going to turn this down. So we have some squash, just some simple onion and garlic minced, some corn, a little mozzarella cheese to give it a nice texture, and a little bit of butter for flavor. So we're going to go ahead and dump in our onions and our garlic. And we're going to let that saute for a little bit, just till they're, you know, kind of pearly. And then we're going to go ahead and pour in the squash. So the squash has been chopped, cubed, and it's all pre-drained. So let it kind of rest on a paper towel. You know, it has a high water content, just to keep it from getting soggy. And you're just going to use those juices from the pork chop to sort of flavor this a little bit. So we're just going to let that saute for a little while. This is a pretty fast cook as well. I'm going to turn it a little bit higher to speed up the process. But again, you don't need a ton of seasoning on this, just salt and pepper to taste. And it'll be good to go. If you want to, you can add some chilies or jalapenos if you want to make it spicy. But again, that's totally up to you. And so it's nice to kind of, when you cube the squash, like I said, it does have kind of a high water content. So if you slice it too thin, you're going to get kind of mushy. And this is like just a really nice texture to sort of have with a chop. So we're going to enjoy that. And now we're here, so I'm going to throw some sweet corn. We used some shoe peg corn. Any corn is fine, just a sweet variety kind of gives it a nice flavor. And that's really it. I mean, this is a simple meal that you can make for your family. Like, you know, a decent chop can feed a couple of people. And you can have leftovers. This is great with eggs in the morning. It's good for breakfast. It's just a really good, healthy option and a little bit different. And so once you're done with that, you know, you kind of have a nice meal. So the thing about cast iron that's great is it's really versatile. It's the only cookware you can take from a direct flame, or from your stove to a direct flame. You could take it camping. It can go in the oven. It's not, you know, it's indestructible. And so, you know, we've made a cornbread here. You can bake in it, use it as for frying chicken. I mean, anything goes with cast iron. So that's kind of why we're tremendous fans of it. And that's why we love it. And it's just the only thing on the market right now that is going to continue to give for generations. You can't even buy a car and have it last. You know, you spend $70,000 on a car and it's got a lifespan. This is going to outlive that car. So it's a great investment, and it's worth your time, and it's worth having in your kitchen. So I think we're good on this. I mean, so this is it. This is all you need to have a really nice meal. You can plate this up, and in a little bit, Lance is going to talk to you about cleaning your cast iron. But here you go. Here's your really beautiful meal. You can serve it this way, put a nice trivet on your table, and it can go straight from the stove to the table. It's always in style. So that's kind of it for this segment. Thanks for joining me.